Onegaishimasu. Good evening. Welcome to the Goju Ryu Karate Center. Before I forget, because Karate Man, not YouTube presenter, please remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying our channel, and leave some comments and hit the notification button so that when we present and put stuff onto YouTube, you get notifications straight away. Thank you very much. Thank you. Today's class, very simple, small snippet of very basic Kehon Bunkai that is used by students in presenting an answer in testing and in examination to the question, do you know what your kata means? It is by no means a definitive answer, and often I would rather say this is the tip of the iceberg that most people would see, and that would most likely be an easy explanation for grading. And the purpose for this is starting to build an explanation for your kata. Many schools, sadly, not practicing bunkai, and then when they do practice bunkai, it is very restricted in what you can do, and only the head sensei is allowed to think for the entire organization or the entire structure. It is very important to know that bunkai is a process, and it is something that needs to be developed over time, and that there is something that is in place for grading before examinations, but there is also the development that you undertake as you study your karate, and that you develop more and more bunkai that is practical, that works for you, that can develop different facets of your karate and can be explained in different ways. And when we start to deviate this research, we then start seeing the development of the way I understand it, and it is a very loose explanation, the idea of oyo, your own interpretation and research from the kata in movement. So we're going to do Geki Sai Dai Ichi Bunkai, very basic bunkai, and if you look at it, you will see very clear influences from people like Sensei Higawana, Sensei Terio Chinen, and from the likes of the Jundokan Okinawa. Hey. So my explanation usually starts with my attacker doing right side attack, and for purposes of grading, I am responsible for the attack. My attacker is not thinking for themselves, they are being told to attack a particular way, a particular attack, and this is very important because I am explaining what I understand the kata to be. Right? It is not a rehearsed explanation that both people know and understand and that they're working off of all the time and simply. So what I would say to my attacker is the following. From their right leg back, Zen Kutsudachi, they're going to step through and punch with their right hand, jodan, or face, same arm, same leg, uchi. Alright? And what I'm going to do is move, pull, rotate, deflect, block. For the sake of keeping to the kata, I'm going to match my feet, move back, forward, clear the top hand, chodan, zuki, and then move back on guard. So if we are doing it from the other side, the attacker is coming with the left hand attack on zuki, step out, pull, rotate, deflect, block. Come back, pull down, step forward, uchi. I move back after my opponent moves back in terms of the idea of Budo. And it would look something like this in normal speed. In normal speed. Okay? This is the fresh air training, and you practice this when you do not have a partner. When you start having a partner, you can slow it down and look at the nuances of what we're doing. Okay? So, the muffled sound may come from the fact that we're wearing masks and that my uke will be able to be protected in terms of the craziness of COVID. Hi, Brian, come. Okay, so for the purpose of video, we're going to stick to what is the best visual side. The left back, and he's going to step long stance punch jodan zuki. And the first thing we normally need to learn how to do is measure the distance of this. He needs to be able to make contact. If this is where you're at, none of this works. Now, this is beginner level. More advanced level, stretch that stance a little bit. His punch should be going through my head. And the reason for this is because we are working at a different tempo and a different distance as we become more advanced. The other thing is, you can start with a Zanshin Dutch or Zenku Dutch rather, please, Brian. Okay? So, first thing is, you do not need to be in the line of the attack to block. Doesn't make sense. If he was a bigger guy, more powerful, I'm going to get hurt. So the best defense, not to be there. So as he attacks, 1. And this is the simple process of stepping out and rotating. Virtually the same as the beginning of the kata. Okay? I'm just moving out the way. Stay there, please. This hand, deflect, lift, pull down, make some space, smash. Now, obviously, you can hit directly. But for a little person who's going by sensei in the kata, you have same arm, same leg, and now in your bunkai, you are opposite hitting gyaku, they don't see it. The other option is, I can always use the step loop, and instead of concentrating on the front two knuckles on the punch, I might be using the thrusting portion of the arm, hitting the front of my opponent's face, deflecting their neck. And so the bunkai becomes more and more sophisticated based on my ability to understand distance and timing relative to what belt I wear and what I choose to show and what is the reason for showing. If it's my personal study, it's one thing. If it is my grading, it's another. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Brian moves back. He goes, no, on guard. I move back. This sequence of events is critical because it doesn't make sense. Let's do it again, Brian. Attack again. I do 1, 2. I move back. I'm still here. Wait till the fight carries on. He's going to clonk me a shot. So, it's very important that he moves back. I move back. Next attack, number 2. Still jodan zuki, so it will be right hand side jodan zuki, zen dachi. I'm going to pull my foot to the side, and as I pull, let me do it from a different angle so you can see. I'm going to swivel and bring my feet together, and then the leg that is in line with the attack is simply going to slide into shikodachi. So from this position, 1. I'm going to deflect. I'm going to leave this hand down. And the logical explanation is I'm kind of protecting my groin like a soccer player standing in front of the goal box when there's a free kick. So, cover, deflect, shift in, strike. Move back, and on guard. So left hand side, 1, 2, and back. Alright, real speed. So when he attacks now, jodan zuki, I'm going to step and swivel. Alright? So we go along the sides, not getting to. Yeah, there we go. 1. Now, if I need hop and hop, okay, let's change sides, okay, so he punches, 1, 2, okay, as he does this, I'm protecting my own groin, deflect, hit the groin. Okay, change hands please. Again, 1. More accurate for the swing and the hit, but more dangerous. Let me say that without my mask. More accurate, swing and hit by moving to the inside, but much more dangerous. Purely because when I'm on the inside, I deflect and I hit him in the groin. He's got another hand and another foot, and I'm in the line, I'm going to get hit. Okay, so again, it lends itself to a more advanced bunkai. Okay, number 3 bunkai for Geki Sai Dai Ichi kata. I'm now going to deviate. I've moved to the outside on both the attacks, so I'm going to move to the inside. So right hand side, chodan zuki. I'm going to have the same kind of stepping as I did before. A little step, pull, small rotation, deflect, chest block. For the sake of distance on the kick, I'm going to move back, front kick, elbow, uraken. Move back and on guard. So to the inside, small step, shift, get out of the way, deflect, block. Match feet, kick, land, elbow, uraken. And come back. When we do the uraken, 1, 2. Try not have a very long uraken with this particular bunkai. Your opponent is going to be really close to you. Okay? Real speed would be something along the lines of this. Okay? Right leg back this time. Chest level punch. 1, 2. Make some space. When I kick from here, a lot of the time people struggle with their distancing. So to help people get their distancing right, move back, kick, elbow, and uraken. And it's critical to see that this is so close. When I hit him here, or kick him in the groin, he's going to react like this. So I don't need to hit very hard. I just need to tap him in the face with the back of the knuckles. Hopefully break a nose, break some teeth. There are better ideas for this, and all the very, very high level exponents of bunkai will show more sophisticated, better ideas based on practical situations, outcomes, and dangers. Let's not fool ourselves. Bunkai is fraught with pitfalls. Dangerous pitfalls. If you assume you know everything, chances are you will fall into one of the pitfalls and it can become overwhelming in real combat. We need to separate why we're doing bunkai. The purpose of this bunkai is to pass a test that you can explain the basic ideas in the kata. Okay, so we're at bunkai number 3. I'll go through it one more time. Right leg back maai, chest level punch. 1, 2, groin, chest, nose, and ready. It's very important to note that there is a constant state of awareness and a distinctive forward in movement, and then a retreat where you keep that level of awareness, the Zanshin, up. until you get back to your mark where you are doing everything from. And throughout the process, you want to keep an elevated state of Zanshin. Okay, continuous awareness or environmental arousal, if you want to call it that. You want to be in control over it. You don't want it to become the thing that dominates you. Bunkai number 4. Right, I'm going to move my leg, pull this leg. I'm going to execute a very, very short, not a big double-handed block, but a very short gedan barai. Right, think about where it comes from, and then gyaku. So my attacker, I'm going to switch and give you the attacking command from the left side, stepping through, punching zuki at a low level. Okay, gedan. One short block and gyaku. And back. Okay, normal speed. Go back, maai, and it is a gedan punch. When we step now, one of the important things, Brian, attack slowly, is that we want to clear this leg. So if he carries on traversing and pushing through, I don't want to leave my leg here. Okay? I really want to try and get my leg past his leg. Okay? So as he attacks, 1. You'll see I've just cleared his leg. I've maybe got a bit of foot I can attack. This is a luck on my part. And it's a low, and the idea is just moving to hit. There's a nice sweet spot here, and that's all it is. And again, I will move back, wait, and then come back to the center. Okay, bunkai number 5. Same stepping as bunkai number 2. Swivel, but now deflect with the hand that's in the front. So deflect the longer arm, block, and if necessary, catch. Okay, higher belts, catch, lower belts, press. Bring this hand up, strike. Right, very, very basic. Stepping through, punching chodan level, deflect, block, press, strike. Okay, normal speed. Chest punch, and the same stepping as bunkai number 2. So I'm going to deflect with this arm first, catch with this arm, might grab, strike. Might just pull down, strike. Obviously, whenever the hand comes back, we really want something inside. The closer I get to his shoulder, and the more my hand extends past, the more we move into leverage and takedowns, where you might use your thigh and the hyperextension to bring the person down on the ground. And this is another set of bunkai. Okay? So, we go through again, right side please. 1, 2, 3, or 3. It's basic. A little bit more advanced. Adult students maybe grabbing, striking, striking. I like to throw it. People tend to hit off the head where the throw it kind of sticks. Okay? Last bunkai for Geki Sai Dai Ichi. My attacker is punching the chodan level again. I'm going to shift to the inside. Same as our Zen Kutsudachi where we did gedan barai gyaku, but I'm going to move to the inside. And as I step and readjust slightly, I'm going to block with the hand in an inverted block like this. Same as the kata. Going to come clear the arm with the second block, pull in, and sometimes a small little step, double punch into the center of the body. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay? Normal speed. Okay. Last bunkai, bunkai number 6, right leg back maai, chest level punch, inside, double punch. One punch is aiming to hit for the bladder, other punch is aiming for the solar plexus. And the point of timing is critical on this because you really want to get the idea of pull and straight away. The moment I shift in, I want to hit. In the kata, this hand is extending through, and this hand is down. And again, if we hit anything in the low part of the body tends to lever forward. So this one will hit a fraction of a second first, and then this one will go through and will penetrate even deeper into the solar plexus area. Okay? So, basic idea of bunkai for tonight. We brought in an uke to help demonstrate, so you can see how it works with a partner. It's very important to remember that there are many levels to bunkai. And at the most basic levels, and this might not even be considered the most basic level by some schools, and maybe they've got a standing still bunkai where there's no movement, it's all appropriate. There's no right or wrong answer because my sensei said or your sensei said. There is an appropriately correct answer for an examination or for a test. But my personal experience from doing any kind of sparring or kumite, nothing that happens in these pre-arranged set pieces of combat ever repeat themselves exactly in some level of sparring or randori or kumite. A very, very important sensei in my karate journey always used to say there's no point in doing too much of the pre-arranged rehearsed combative training because real life is not the same as pre-arranged. So it's more important to have variety and to have clear guidelines and principles that you're working on when you are executing bunkai. The idea is like moving, getting out of the way, deflecting, blocking, grabbing on, pulling in. Okay? Every time a hand comes back, it's coming back with something in it. Alright? You can include this in your bunkai, and we actually do at a slightly higher level. But for a basic test, and when I say basic test, this is what I ask my children after 1 year of training to try and do in their grade for their first color belt. So in my dojo, white to yellow, they're asked to show this bunkai, and it means that they're doing the kata plus some basic meaning. It means we're laying a foundation, and the better the foundation, the more the foundation is well established, the better the karateka will hopefully be one day when they become a senior, and that they have a variety of ideas and depth of knowledge that they can draw on, because that is what we're working towards. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Arigatou gozaimasu.